Hello, my name is Melissa Cáceres, and the title of my work is Remembrance of You for Contemporary Art Studio class. I chose this title, because the word remembrance has three definitions on Google. It is the action of remembering something, the action of remembering the dead, and a memory or recollection. My piece is based on the memories or recollections that I have of my grandmother. It's been almost 11 years since she passed, but the memories I have of her will always remain. And these memories, led me to create this piece. Here's the idea diagram that I made for my piece. It contains memories that I have of my grandmother, such as the day that she passed away, which was in August 8th, 2011. It's been almost 10 years since she passed. I was only 14 years old, and it was actually 4 days after my birthday. I remember we stayed at the funeral home all night. And I remember it was also the very first time I saw my grandfather cry for the first time. Um, Whenever I think of my grandmother, first thing that comes into my head is the red cardinal and the forget-me-nots. First of all, because she loved red cardinals, she always had two in her house. She had them in this cage, and she loved those birds. And she would always tell me and like all my other cousins, we were little, and she would always tell us that for some reason not to look at them for too long, or don't look at them in the eye because they would die. And obviously this was in Mexico, so she'll be like, no los miren mucho porque después se mueren. So I don't know why she would say that. I mean, here in the US, red cardinals are known to be good luck if they're spotted. And they're filled with red, vibrant colors. And um, the forget-me-nots are actually, I remember those from my grandmother's garden. Um, we would always play there when I was a little kid. We may have broken a few pots, but it was filled with those beautiful blue flowers. And even though they're so small, like they filled up the atmosphere there. And I also did some research on that, which I would get to. And I also wrote a bit about the process, the background, the foreground, and why I chose the colors that I did. Here's a close-up of the red cardinal part of my idea diagram. Um, it was my grandmother's favorite bird. It's known to be good luck if spotted, and it also means if you see one, it means winter is approaching. When I looked up the meaning on the internet, I researched the symbolism behind it, and I came across different answers such as confidence, balance, spiritual connection, and visits from the other world. I have no idea why it was my grandmother's favorite bird, but I can only believe it's because of its vibrant colors. Here I'm focusing on the area of the forget-me-nots, which was my grandmother's favorite flower. Um, she had a garden full of them in her backyard, and I remember always going there, and it really filled up the atmosphere. And doing some research on these flowers, I always wondered, well, why are they called forget-me-nots? Um, Searching it up, it's some of the meanings behind this flower means true and undying love, remembrance during partings or after death, a connection that lasts throughout time, fidelity and loyalty in a relationship, reminders of your favorite memories or time together with another person, helping patients with Alzheimer's disease, and caring for the poor, disabled, and needy. I also did some research on the history of the name, which the English name forget me not came from the German word Vergesmeinnicht and was in use by the beginning of the 1400th century in the rest of Europe, which was pretty interesting to learn. Here's the beginning of the process of my piece. I got reference images off the internet and I made a collage of them. and I did it throughout a Word document. And here is the very first process where it starts with a sketch or passing it through tracing paper to get it to transfer it on a clean piece of paper. Once I transferred the image to a piece of drawing paper, I used a micron pen and underlined the outline of the flowers and the bird and decided which pieces or like parts of flowers I wanted to bring and mix into the foreground. I didn't want everything to be just in the background with the flowers, so I decided to bring some of the flowers into the foreground. Next, I filled in the border with a black color pencil and a micron brush, and then I filled in the background using the color goldenrod color pencil, and then I went ahead and started on the hand. Next, I started filling in the cardinal, filling it in with those red vibrant colors that it has. Its abdomen, I tried to incorporate, I did the black, try to get that texture of the feathers. I incorporated some orange, some yellows in the wings. That way it can also get that rich, vibrant color popping out. Next, I started working on the flowers and the leaves. I used several blues to build up some value on the flowers, same as the leaves, with some greens and some yellows. The yellows really helped out to bring out the highlights of the leaves. And here you can start to see where the hand is. You can start to see the flowers coming into the foreground and blending in with the hand as well. Here's the finished piece. It is 7.5 inches by 11 1/4 inches, ink and color pencil on drawing paper. This is Remembrance of You. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you for watching.